Well, it's been revealed how much money Sean Diddy Coombs paid to make that infamous hotel video of him abusing Cassie disappear.
Yeah, for more on this morning, we're joined by entertainment editor Pete Ford. Look, Pete, this was revealed as his sex trafficking trial in New York continues. What details did we get?
Yeah, into the fourth week now, and 154,000 Australian dollars was the amount that was handed over, thinking that that video was never going to see the light of day. And of course, that video, when CNN got it, has very much become the catalyst for what is now playing out. So a man called Eddie Garcia, who was a security guard at the time at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, got a phone call from a woman saying, "I'm Diddy's PA, and we would like to get that footage that was shot in the corridor." Diddy's concerned that it might look bad. He was intoxicated. He'd like to get hold of it. Eddie Garcia said, "Well, I can't do that. I can't hand that over." There were multiple phone calls. The PA then arrived at the hotel, asked to see Eddie. Again, Eddie said, "I'm not allowed to do that." When he sent a report to his superior, the superior allegedly said, "Well, let's hand it over for $50,000 American." So that was then relayed to Diddy's assistant. Next thing you know, a meeting was set up and Eddie turns up with the much talked about videotape, goes to meet Diddy and the assistant, whereupon Diddy takes out a paper bag with $100 bills in it, totalling $100,000. And so like a $50,000 tip just for doing the right thing. Now, by this time, Diddy's actually referring to Eddie as Eddie, my angel, just to really endear himself. So, as we know, that's how the video was supposedly going to be buried forever. It didn't work out that way, so that's why we're at this point. Earlier in the day, lots of drama when a woman known as the MTA lady, because she works for the Transport Authority in New York, she's been in the court most days, but for whatever reason today, she decided to go ballistic and started shouting things and had to be removed, which is a difficult thing to do, actually, when you're in a federal building because of First Amendment rights. You know, you can't just turf someone out for expressing an opinion, but they did. So, yeah, a day of drama today for Diddy and company.
Well, absolutely. All right, moving on. Meghan Markle has interviewed Tina Knowles on her latest podcast episode.
Yes, it's like a bonus episode that she's decided to drop on her Confessions of Female Founders. And Tina Knowles, of course, we had her on this show actually a couple of weeks ago. She's really delightful, and she is playing an integral role in how her daughter Beyonce goes about touring, and she's very much hands-on. So she is a businesswoman in her own right. And in this, I think the interesting thing in the clip I'm going to play you is not so much the advice about date nights and take a breath, but the indication from Meghan Markle that the brand that she started up just a matter of, 2 months ago, is now gone. It's on hold. She's waiting to work out what to do with it. So have a listen to this.
I just picked these strawberries and it's so great. Look, I just put a little bit of sugar and some Meyer lemon, and you try to scale that up.
Oh, yeah.
And you're wanting to manage expectations, but you want to share the thing you've worked so hard on. And so for me at the moment with As Ever, it was great. We planned for a year, and then everything sells out in 45 minutes. Yes, amazing, great news.
But then what do you do then?
Are we going to replenish and sell out again in an hour, or is that annoying as a customer?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Just pause.
Yeah.
That happened. Let's wait until we are
ready to
completely
go.
Stable.
I go through the same thing. Products that you need to be consistent with are foods that you want to provide to your family.
Just take a minute to breathe, enjoy it, go have a date night. We have a date night tonight.
That's right. Oh, good.
Exactly.
Yeah, all that build-up that went on for so long, and the products did sell out within an hour. We don't know how much merchandise there actually was to sell, but it did sell out, and now looks like the whole thing's on hold. Very peculiar.
Yeah, well, I always say to my kids with the lemonade stand, don't try and scale up Meyer lemons.
Yeah,
you know, they're hard to just get en masse. You just got to stick to the average one. So maybe she should have thought about that.
I'm not Seven's resident financial expert, but I would have thought if you're selling more, you buy more and then you make more money.
Don't pull the threads with Meghan, okay, Chris? Like this is complicated.
Sorry, I'm
she
getting
knows
involved.
what she's
I
doing.
Yeah, exactly. She knows what she's doing. Let's move on. father and son, Arnold and Patrick Schwarzenegger. This is really cute, actually. They've interviewed each other. What do they have to say?
It's part of this variety sessions they do, actors on actors. And it's as you say, Stella, it actually really is cute. So here we have kind of the father and son. And for the son, for Patrick, White Lotus, of course, has made him a big star in his own right. And he has been around the traps for many years doing bits and pieces. But, you know, he did like a lot of children of famous people. It can be a curse. It can be a blessing and a curse. It can get you the audition, but you then, when you get the job, if you get the job, the expectations are so much higher on you. So here is a little bit about Patrick talking about the fact he almost looked at the concept of not using that surname.
There were times earlier in my career where I was wondering, you know, does it make sense to go under some sort of alias? Does it make sense to go under a different name? Do I just use Schwarzenegger? Does that add to comparison? It took a while for me to get to a point where I was less worried about like comparison and living in your shadow versus me just wanting to carve my own path. Slowly growing my career over the 10 years. And then, you know, you have a project like this that just kind of makes it boom. Or
well,
something.
I'm glad that you kept the name.
Yes.
Because now I can take credit. Yeah, my son, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Yeah. You know, those kind of lines that I'm using now.
And he actually said that Mike White, who had the final say in all the casting, obviously, was reluctant and really hesitant about giving Patrick the role because of the surname. But, of course, he took the risk and it's paid off really well for both parties.
Yep, hasn't it indeed? I think he's off on a rapid rise now.
I kind of wish he took the surname and the accent and just ran that for the rest of his life. That'd
Really lent in.
That'd be something. All right, Pete. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.